Hello, everybody. Welcome
Hello.
to the ShElite Showcase. Are you ready? Are you sure? Well, too bad, because it's starting. You have no say in this now. You're stuck. Obviously, it's the ShElite Showcase. You know who I am, the host with the Moses, the shaman of ShElite, the hardest working woman in podcasting. That's me. Katie Kinsey, baby.
Baby.
Thank you. Join with me, of course, my lovely co-host. The Young Bucks Nation sensation, the fire breathing, the Rhodes fan, the spice of life, the sassy senorita that I know, the Hangman Adam Page to my Adam Cole baby, Miss Y2 Garcia Savannah. How you doing?
Hi, Katie. Hi, Katie. Happy National Cowboy Shit Day. That's why I'm wearing the shirt. If you guys remember, 1 year ago today, Hangman came out to, I think it was the first Virginia crowd AEW has had with the AEW Championship after he won it the weekend previously, and he declared it National Cowboy Shit Day. So I'm continuing traditions that Hangman has started by celebrating Cowboy Shit Day.
Hey,
So
that works. That's fine. That's
yeah,
fine.
that's why I'm wearing the shirt. Last time I wore the shirt, I met Hangman, so I was like, you know what? It's special, so thought I'd wear it on this special day.
You know what? I love it. 10 out of 10.
Thank you.
I'm wearing a hoodie because it is cold as fuck outside here in the Pittsburgh area.
It's cold here too, but it's not cold in my room. It's actually kind of warm.
It is very cold in my room. But that's neither here nor there. We're not here to talk about the weather. This isn't a first date.
Channel.
Like, I don't know what's going on here. We're not here to talk about that.
This isn't the Weather Channel.
Also, not that. Exactly. You want to do that? You can actually watch the Weather Channel, where they do that, and most of the time they're wrong.
Or you could just Google the weather.
Or you can ask your phone, "Hey Siri, what's the weather like?" I didn't expect mine to actually turn on.
Well, I was looking at my phone to see if it turned on, but then I thought, wait, dumbass, headphones.
Well,
so Siri's not gonna hear you.
Usually my Siri doesn't work if it's in low power mode.
Oh, well, with me, sometimes blank. I'm not gonna say it because I have 3 Apple devices in front of me that have that, and words that sound like her will activate the S word. I'm not gonna say it because then she's gonna say, "Oh, go ahead, I'm listening," and I'm like, "Shut the fuck up! I wasn't asking for you."
It's like, "Shush, please."
Yeah, exactly. Like I'll be watching like movies or YouTube, anything, and like for example, one word, seriously. Some people say seriously, and then the she comes out and gets in everyone's business.
All up in the business.
She who must not be named.
I mean, I'll name her. Alexa, what is the weather like?
No, not Little Miss Bliss, the other one.
The one that's in your devices, people.
Yeah.
What's the other one? Okay, Google.
Yeah. Well, I don't got Google
products, I hope I turned on someone's device besides my own. So you guys are welcome. Alright, let's talk about some news and rumors. There's not a lot. I know Savannah has one, but I don't know if it'll be one I talk about.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't know.
It's always a fun game. I always like seeing if I can read your mind and actually know what you're gonna say. But a big shout out and congratulations to the Usos. We won.
Yeah.
For becoming the longest reigning tag team champions after they beat the New Day on SmackDown. Bro, hell of a match. I'll talk about it later. Spoiler, they're my picks. The match was incredible. Like, wrestling soulmates. It's a whole thing. I'll talk about it soon. Yeah. Shout out to the Usos. Killing it. Very proud. Good job, boys. Good job. And speaking of SmackDown, last week I brought up that there was going to be a SmackDown World Cup. And they did announce all the participants this past week. So Shinsuke Nakamura, Santos Escobar, Mustafa Ali, Braun Strowman, Butch, Sami Zayn, Ricochet, and Jinder Mahal. That match was oozy AF. It was very oozy. Pretty cow. And there was already 2 matchups in the World Cup Santos Escobar defeating Shinsuke Nakamura, and Braun Strowman defeating Jinder Mahal. So those are the first two. Moving on in that tournament. And also on SmackDown, Sarah Logan and the Viking Raiders return to the dismay of many a people on the internet. Basically because Sarah Logan completely ripped off Max the Impaler and what is their name? Heidi I don't know how to pronounce the last name, but their gimmick, basically. Like, the whole get-up, even, like, to the detail of having a green dread in the hair.
Yeah.
It was a whole thing on Twitter. If you guys missed it, you can just easily go find it. I explained it on SmackDown Raw. I don't give two flying shits about Sarah Logan. The Viking Raiders coming back helps the tag division to give another tag team. That's the only reason I was just like, eh. Yeah, so that's a whole thing. And then I kept seeing that Kevin Owens got hurt at a house show the other day.
I kept seeing that too.
The report. Oh my god! Hey, Jesus.
Jesus.
See, I told you he shows up. When some reports I was seeing was that he had a torn MCL, but then I also keep seeing reports that he's going to be like at SmackDown and more than likely a part of the War Games match that was basically set up on SmackDown. The Brawling Brutes and Drew McIntyre against the Bloodline and possibly Sami Zayn. None of that's like confirmed, but that's kind of where the story's leading if people pay attention to it. So if Kevin Owens is injured, that sucks because KO's fantastic and I hope he's okay. If he's not injured to that extent, hope he's resting up and he comes back and kicks ass.
They got a little bit of time. A little bit of time to let him rest up a bit.
Survivor Series is next week.
Well, it's still a little bit of time. Just don't have him, like, if he's not that injured, like, just let him rest. Like, just don't do anything.
Or just have him do what he did at the last War Games he was in and have him be a surprise.
True.
Because for the pure reaction of Sami Zayn's face to see Kevin Owens be the last participant in the War Games match would be incredible.
Yes, it would. Actually, do that. I would much prefer that happen.
I would like to see it.
Yeah, give me what I want.
And then on NXT, because nothing really happened on Monday Night Raw. Oh, well, I mean,
no.
Mia Yim and Rhea Ripley were both
added
announced.
To them.
Yeah, they're in the War Games. So Mia's on Team Bianca, and Rhea, my love, is on Team Bayley. So Team Bayley now has all 5 participants, all of Damage Control, Nikki Cross, and Rhea Ripley. Team Bianca has Bianca, Alexa, Asuka, and now Mia. They just need one more person. Odds are saying probably Candice LeRae.
I wouldn't mind it. She's killed it in fucking War Games.
And Rhea, they were the first winning team.
Yeah, so
2 lone soldiers because Dakota Kai turned on Tegan.
And it was just left them to dry.
Dude, that still haunts me. That was crazy. Little known fact, because I looked it up out of sheer curiosity, Io Sky has been in every single women's War Games match.
Dude, then that just has to be your thing now. That has to be Io's thing.
Is she
like next year we should have Team Io because she is War Games.
Basically, at this point, honestly, like she's been in the most, and then it's Dakota, and then it's Rhea. So like those 3 have been in the most.
Damn.
Because technically, if Dakota would have like participated in the first one, then her and Io would be tied. But since she kind of just kicked the absolutely hell out of Tegan Nox, I'm not gonna count it. She didn't get in the cage.
No, I was gonna say she wasn't in the match.
She did not get in the cage.
But I will say that it's a little scary for Team Bianca because that makes 3 of the members with the most experience in War Games. Like maybe without as long as they don't have Candice on their team, the 3 of the members against Team Bianca, meaning Team Bayley, have experience in War Games.
Bianca does. She's been in...
But, like, the most, I guess.
2?
2, I think.
Bianca's been in 2. So she has the most experience on that team so far.
But altogether?
But yes,
it's all
altogether,
on Team Bailey.
Team Bailey definitely has the advantage for that. So, that's going to be an experience. I'm very excited for it, though.
Oh, I know, so am I.
Love me a good War Games match.
War Games!
Don't worry, we're going to talk about William Regal at the end of this. I got questions. I got questions for the peoples.
Yeah, I know. I know, trust me.
Oh, God. Team Katie versus Team Savannah in a War Games match. Who do y'all pick for your team? We'll do that for next week. We'll make that the question for next week.
True, because it'll be that weekend, War Games will be that weekend.
Exactly. Thank you, Jesus, for giving me next week's
I'm
question.
not getting comments. Let me close out the app.
I was gonna say, I still can't see, like, the video moving on my screen. I'm still seeing
it's still
comments.
moving, but I'm not getting comments, so
I
guess we get one or the other.
Yeah, I get one, you get the other, apparently.
Yeah, there we go.
Hold on, I'm just writing that down.
You're gonna be in Nebraska. Well, you can always watch the video.
Jesus, you act like you don't have access to Anchor, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, or youtube.com/ShElite Showcase. Come on now.
More specifically, youtube.com/ShElite Showcase.
That's what I said.
But more specifically, because the videos are better. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, gotcha. I was like, did I not say the YouTube link?
No. I'm saying because, plug. Like, yeah.
Hold on, I'm still writing it down. So, alright. Wait, are y'all gonna be live on thing? Oh no, we're gonna go live Wednesday after Dynamite. Thanksgiving is for the family.
I don't think I can actually.
Okay, so then I will be live Wednesday after Dynamite.
I was gonna say I don't think I can. I was gonna say not in the evening. I don't think. I'll have to get back to you.
Just let me know by like Tuesday next week. That's fine.
Wait, but I still want to do the question. I'll answer the question the week after. I don't give a shit. That's still answer the question.
If you can, just pop in the chat, give your answer, and then.
All right, cool.
So we'll figure that out for next week. Regardless, I will be here Wednesday after Dynamite. Who will be with me, if anyone? I don't know. I did Thanksgiving last year.
Katie.
Solo Katie round 2.
Yeah, there you go.
Then on NXT, the Iron Survivor Challenge match was announced by HBK, who I guess is like commissioner. I don't know what his exact role. He's the William Regal now.
Like, I was gonna say William Regal / Adam Pearce of NXT.
Basically. And these matches, there's going to be 2 matches. They're going to take place at Deadline, December 10th. And I took a screenshot of someone who wrote out all the rules. I
was gonna say, has that match, like, I've never heard of that match.
So it's kind of similar to the King of the Mountain match, from what I've been seeing on Twitter. Again, I don't know much. It's like a WCW thing or a TNA thing.
I know very little about WCW, like close to nothing.
The only thing I know about WCW is what Pretty Kyle has made me watch, so...
I know more about TNA, but that's because of AJ Styles.
I have watched a pay-per-view of AJ Styles because of Pretty Kyle. Shout out to Pretty Kyle.
Thank you, Pretty Kyle.
And also shout out to @NateTheChive for writing all this down, and I screenshotted his tweet, so thank you. The Iron Survivor Challenge match, 1 match for the men, 1 match for the women, 5 competitors, a 25-minute time limit, 2 competitors start, and then every 5 minutes a new competitor enters, and then this continues until all the competitors are in. The competitor who wins the most falls by pinfall, submission, or disqualification.
Oh, I think I have heard of this. Never mind. Okay,
if
no, I think I've heard of that.
Subject to a fall, you must enter the penalty box for 90 seconds, and the winners will receive a future shot at the NXT and the NXT Women's Championships.
Okay.
So that is... It's going to be interesting, more so to see who is going to be in the matches.
Yeah.
Because,
I feel like I have heard of that before, and I want to say yes, I have. It really sounds familiar. It's just not clicking. So maybe if I go back and see where the hell I learned that from.
Pretty Kyle said King of the Mountain was the multi-man reverse ladder match from TNA. If you got pinned or submitted, you got put into a penalty box. The penalty
That's
box
where I got it
is
from.
the similarity. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Pretty Kyle. That's I knew I had like heard, but I didn't know that was the name. I'm gonna be totally honest. Like,
yeah, it's.
I was a youngster.
You were
a younger youngster.
Well, listen, we found out a few weeks ago that you were born after WCW died, basically.
A month after WCW ended. So when people were like, "You don't know WCW shit," I'm like, "Dude, I wasn't fucking alive. I'd have to go back and watch." I will admit there is a way for me to know, but as far as like knowing, like being there, I wasn't there.
Yeah,
like literally.
So the next person who calls me a child, she's right here.
I was born after WCW's death.
Yeah, that if you want to know how old you are and if it makes you feel old, sorry guys. And then the final thing I had on in news and rumors also happened on NXT during the last woman standing match for the NXT Women's Championship. Isla Dawn, who I thought was going to be a part of Schism, I thought she was Pink Red Hoodie. She showed up, missed Alba Fire in the face, causing Mandy to win the match.
I saw that on Twitter.
Dude, more good women in NXT. Let's go. They know how to do their women's division. They're killing it. They have so many women's storylines going right now. 10 out of 10 NXT using their women's division correct. Damn, Savannah was really born when we were watching the invasion angle. Yeah.
Sorry. Sheesh. I don't know.
But yeah, that's all I had. What did you have? I'm assuming I didn't say it.
Yeah, you didn't. Actually, there was two things you didn't say, so I'll say it. On Dynamite, after the Lucha Bros defended their trios tag team championships, well, Pac started kind of calling out specific individuals. He wouldn't say their name and stuff. He was like, "Oh, certain individuals are probably gonna want to come back and try and take these from us." And then we've gotten the teasers. They had the ticking clock, and then finally they showed the graphic where they reversed Thanos, the Elite, and they finally showed up on the graphic. They're gonna be at Full Gear. They're back. They're getting their titles, which they should have never. Well, technically they didn't lose them, so they're getting the titles back that they never lost. Hell yeah, it's good to have them back. They're coming. I was just gonna wait Saturday
until next week when they're actually when they actually show up, but I get you.
They announced it. I loved. It was just too good, man. Like. Again, the ticking clock, they showed the graphic, and then the freaking the Elite just like appears on the graphic, like fades in, if you will. Yeah. And then of course the pop was, of course, because they got a big pop, which I think, good for them. Obviously I'm like biased and I say they deserve it. But yeah, I'm just very excited. I'm like, dude, they're coming back. We're gonna see them on Saturday. And now finally we're gonna see like possibly what the plans were after All Out. I'm assuming that they're probably gonna go through with the plans or the storylines that they were like gonna do after All Out. So now it's gonna be good to see what they had in mind. However, I wonder now, it's the big what if game or what could have been. I just wondered because after All Out, Hangman and the Elite were left staring at each other, like kind of like unsure what's gonna happen. Well, now we're still not going to know because the poor Hangman's still out with an injury, concussion. Obviously, I wish nothing but the best for Hangman, speedy recovery. I would much rather have him come back later and 100% than come back prematurely and re-injure himself again and have it be worse. Yeah. So, you get well, Hangman, and we'll see what happens when you get back. So, but I'm very excited. The other bit of news, I guess the reason why I decided to wait this long to announce it or to talk about it is because one, it's this weekend, and two, honestly, I'm not gonna lie, there was times where I forgot, but New Japan and Stardom are doing a crossover pay-per-view, and it's gonna happen on Sunday. I think it's called like Ultimate Crossover or Xover, but I mean it's crossover. But yeah, the card looks absolutely freaking stacked. I cannot wait to watch. I know I said I was gonna wait until Wrestle Kingdom to do a New Japan Takeover episode. That's not the news, by the way, but that I was talking to you about earlier. But I think I'm gonna probably do an episode based on this pay-per-view alone because it looks amazing. I mean, it's, you know, you have the women of Japan with the men of Japan coming together doing, there's like, I think like 2 or 3 mixed tag teams, like tag team matches, which I think is super cool. We have like, I want to say like with minus the mixed tag matches, I want to say there's at least 3 women's matches on that card. So it's stacked, and it's really, I think it's amazing for women's wrestling. I'm very excited. And like, well, I'm even more excited because they're announcing a new title. So you know how New Japan has like the IWGP, you know, United States title, once upon a time Intercontinental title, you know, the World Heavyweight title. Now they introduced the IWGP Women's Championship.
Nice.
So I wonder if we're gonna start getting more women in New Japan from there here on out. But Katie, guess who's one of the challengers for to be the first ever IWGP Women's Champion?
Kairi Sane.
Yes, Kairi. I think she just goes by Kairi, but Kairi Sane, formerly known as Kairi Sane, she's one of the contenders, and I'm honestly rooting for her. I hope she gets it because she's hella talented. I've missed seeing her, and I know she's been killing it in Stardom. I've seen briefly of it, but I know she's been killing it. So I think if she wins it, it'll be absolutely deserved. So I'm very excited for this pay-per-view. I cannot wait to watch. You know, especially after, like, it's going to be on the heels of Full Gear. Like, right after Full Gear, this pay-per-view is going to happen. So, going to be a pretty stacked weekend for me on wrestling.
Yeah, I do remember, like, briefly seeing that, like the crossover stuff. I didn't know when it was. So
it's this weekend. It's on it's on the 20th, but, like, super fucking early in the morning on the 20th.
Okay.
So, like, I think it's, like, 3 a.m. Mountain Time. Jesus. Or it could be 2 a.m. Mountain Time. So that's 4 a.m. Eastern.
Jesus.
So, or I could be wrong. I need to recheck the time, but it's in the middle of the night. I might not watch it until the morning, but still.
Damn, I mean, that'll be fun. Kudos. Shout out to New Japan and Stardom for finally coming together and being like, yeah, we could do something with those.
Yeah. Well, and then of course Tanahashi's in a mixed tag team match. I forget the name of the. Because I don't really watch Stardom that much, but I'm just thinking it's really cool because he's one of the best, and you know he's gonna be probably one of the best women they have. Probably. So it's amazing. Like everything it's exciting. I'm just excited overall for this weekend.
I can tell.
Yes.
And don't worry, we'll talk more about Full Gear at the end. I got a few things to discuss. But before that, we're gonna move on to today in women's wrestling history.
Alright.
There was some NXT UK, remember when that was a thing? The tapings last year, so 2021. Isla Dawn, of course, defeated Aaliyah James, and Ginny defeated Angel Hayes. Then Miko Satomura, who was the NXT Women's UK Champion, obviously that title is no longer a thing anymore, defeated Xia Brookside, and then Blair Davenport, who we all know and hate, defeated Amelia McKenzie. She also goes by Amelia McKenzie on the indies. Hell of a talent. Her and, I think, Butch Pete Dunne were a tag team at one point on the indies. I think that was her, who constantly, like, because Butch is very, or Pete Dunne's very just, like, angry, and she's very, like, happy and bubbly. Yeah. I think that was her, if I'm not mistaken.
I think I remember hearing about them, like, being on the team. I think you're right. We could be wrong, but I feel like that sounds familiar.
Yeah, so, you know, it was just 3 tapings. I was like, well, I like when someone, like, returns and then I can find something of them, like, in, like, of a woman, like, when, Emma returned, I found something where she was, like, the special guest referee. So, I like when stuff like that kind of, you know.
Like, now this week was Isla Dawn.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
I love that.
And now we're on to Wrestlers of the Week. And I believe it is my turn.
Yes, I believe so.
And this is the same tag teams I had last week. New Day and Usos. Y'all, when I tell you that this match could have gone the entirety of SmackDown and I would have been okay with it, I'm not kidding. These teams are the equivalent of Rock and Austin, Tommaso and Johnny, Sasha and
Edge and John Cena.
Edge and Cena, Sasha Bailey. It's that. They're wrestling soulmates. These tag teams.
I'm trying to think of another one. Damn it! It was like, especially because when I was in Chicago, like we were watching like the most iconic feuds in WWE. I brought that up.
Like Eddie and Ray, like
Eddie and Ray. We said Stone Cold and The Rock. We said
Trish and Lita. Like there's
Trish.
So many like wrestling soulmates, but this is one of like the only tag team ones you really like hear about, because these tag teams can literally face each other every year, one match if need be, or more if they want to do more, pop off.
Yeah.
This was to determine who becomes the longest reigning tag team champions, because the New Day had that record, and the Usos, who retained in that match, now have that record, and there was respect at the end. I just love it so much. Like these two teams have history together, and you really can see it. And yeah, Big E was a big factor in the New Day and Uso rivalry a few years ago, so that part was definitely missing, and like we all miss Big E because Big E's fantastic.
Yes, we do.
So the fact that they can still keep this rivalry fantastic, and I was talking about the promos from last week too, like everything about this match was top tier, 10 out of 10. I would give it all my money to see it over and over again. So big shout
it's like
out New Day Usos.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna pull up my phone because I write mine down. Okay, so tag teams, I have two. One of them is like yours, the Usos, because they did make history. It was fucking hell of a match. I could watch that match. Like you said, it could take the entire, like, it could have taken up the whole episode of SmackDown. I would like to see them compete again, but like in a 60-minute like Iron Tag match, if you will. Not Iron Man, cool. Iron Tag, get it? Cool. But yeah, that would be really cool. So like that way they can get as many falls as they want on each other. I know like the thing is that like with Iron Man matches or like Iron Woman matches that we've seen, it's either like, you know, you have like HBK and I said it's not Shawn Michaels. You said HBK and Bret Hart. Whoever those two are. Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart at WrestleMania 12, like where they like didn't like no one scored a fall, and then they had like a sudden death where like the next pinfall wins or next pin or submission. That's how Shawn Michaels won. It was like overtime, if you will. And then you had like Sasha and Charlotte where like they each got like 2 falls, and then like the time stopped. Like I would like to have this match, you know, especially because it's 1 hour. If it's a 60-man Iron Tag match, I would like to have them like get as many freaking falls as possible. Like I want, like, you know what I'm saying? Like each of them like pinning each other, submitting each other so many times, like in that hour, that like you're just like, holy shit, like they really want to win, you know, like they want this to like.
Oh yeah, that match could go.
And it can. Exactly. So I want it to be that kind of match, but that's just me. All right, your turn, Katie.
Didn't you say you had 2 tag teams?
Oh yeah, fuck. I'm too busy. This is what happens, bro. You talk too highly of Usos, you forget the other tag team.
Damn.
I'm also giving the other one, sorry, to the Lucha Bros, or not Lucha Bros, but Death Triangle. Because it was a really good match, you know. Top Flight. Actually, what is the name of the new tag team? Like Top Flight and
it was Top Flight and AR Fox.
AR Fox. I thought they had a new name, but
apparently
I guess not.
Was given a contract. I don't know if he signed it.
Yeah, I believe. I heard about that, but I thought they had a name, but I guess I was wrong. But anyways, both teams did a really good job with the Lucha Bros. How do I say Lucha Bros? Death Triangle ended up on top. I loved Pac's promo afterwards because, of course, that like teased the Elite and then the graphic and all that. It was just perfectly executed, and that was like right after a really good match. Those like, you know, though that team is honestly like a force to be reckoned with. Like if you don't, you know, want them to have like the trios tag titles, and like give the Lucha Bros a good run with the tag titles and give Pac a singles title. I know he just had the All Atlantic Championship, but like, look,
I think Lucha Bros probably would have had a longer reign had Phoenix not been injured during the match.
Yeah, that's true.
God, I think about that arm spot every once in a while, and I cringe. And Ugh.
I know.
Ugh.
Oh God.
God, that was terrible.
Maybe I just. All right. Well, now it's your turn, Katie. I don't think I forgot about anyone else.
For my womans, I'm gonna give it to Mandy Rose, who I honestly did think she was going to lose the title to Alba Fire on Wednesday or Tuesday. Hey, Mandy's talked her shit and she has backed it up, and I give nothing but respect to her because people have continuously put Mandy Rose down, being like, she's not a good wrestler, she hasn't improved, she's a diva, which she uses all of those things to her advantage and continues to kick ass, and she didn't even use Toxic Attraction to help her win. She used Isla Dawn, but I don't even know if she really used Isla Dawn, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But the match was great. Mandy's fantastic. Her gear was giving very Nikki Bella vibes with the snapback. 10 out of 10.
Oh yeah, people were. I saw that. Yeah.
But no, I give Mandy props. I don't know who's gonna be the one to take the title from her, but it's got to be someone you build up strong. You need a strong babyface to take the title off Mandy at this point. So maybe it'll happen at either at Deadline or whoever wins the Iron Survivor Challenge at Deadline. So Mandy Rose is my pick for my woman this week.
It was hard to get a pick because like there was some women's wrestling, but like
not a lot.
It could have been better. It wasn't a lot, and I think like all the matches could have been. Well, I don't watch NXT, so I can't speak for Mandy Rose's match, but the main roster and Dynamite could have been a little better. I didn't watch Rampage, so I don't know if there was even a women's match on Rampage. But I'm gonna give it just to Toni Storm, only because this might be the last time we see her on Dynamite with the title. So I'll give her my pick while she's still the champ. Sorry, Toni, I love you, but hey, haters gonna hate. Hey, Jamie Hayter walking out of full gear with that title.
I see what you did there.
Yeah. So yeah, Toni Storm. It's Toni time, but not for long.
Not for long. Time's a ticking, Toni.
Yeah. Go borrow the Elite's clock.
There you go. You can take the Elite's clock.
Yeah, they don't need it anymore.
I have
right? Unless they use it at the actual pay-per-view. I don't know.
Well, I don't know what their plan is. I'm not in the
I don't know. They trademarked the term Wayward Sons, right?
But then I saw that they also retracted that trademark.
Oh, they did? I didn't see that shit.
I just saw it like 2 days ago. They retracted it.
I didn't. Wow.
I don't know how true any of that is, but
maybe they're fucking teases, man. I wouldn't be surprised if they trademarked it just to get the people talking, and then they retracted it just to fuck with everyone.
They
like,
said, just kidding.
They said, because they do that. They always do that. Like, they tease everything, which I think is funny, but not all the time.
But disrespectful at the same time.
I know, I'm like, God damn it. But anyways. Yeah, so Toni Storm, because probably the last time she's gonna be champ on Dynamite.
Solid pick. I got two Manses.
The
theme for the Mans picks this week, Big Meaty Men.
I think I know who they are.
So, well, you definitely know one of them. It's the War Dog, War Daddy, Wardlow himself. Because
War Daddy.
Did y'all see that dive? Come on.
Yes, I did see that dive.
I think it was Public Enemies who tweeted something like with him, that video of him hitting the dive, saying, this man is Jeff Hardy in Batista's body, and I was like, true.
That is true.
True.
This fucking dude.
I think
it's incredible when bigger athletes can still do the high flying shit.
It's the way he did it seamlessly too.
Exactly. What also makes me like chuckle, this is just me personally, is that like they do that, but these are like the same kind of like wrestlers that like some dirt sheets will be like, well, no, they're more traditional wrestlers. They shouldn't be like, wrestling shouldn't be high flying or whatever. And then you have the traditional looking wrestlers doing that shit. I think that's hilarious. I'm like,
see, this triple,
like they just do
this triple threat that they announced for Full Gear, which I'll read the entire card once we get to the question of the week. This is the type of match Billy Corgan probably wanted, but no, he has Tyrus and Trevor Murdoch, so Billy Corgan can suck a dick. Yeah. That's my take on that. So the War Dog, War Daddy, Wardlow himself, because goddamn, and also I'm gonna give it to Big Bob, Bobby Lashley. wrecking shit,
the Almighty,
destroying Mustafa Ali, the former Almighty WWE World Heavyweight Champion, Bobby Lashley, also former Almighty United States Champion.
Yeah. The Almighty in general. He is the Almighty.
He is the Almighty. Point for period.
Yes, he is. Yeah.
Yeah. Big shout out to Big Bob. And they kind of have maybe been somewhat planting seeds of a possible Hurt Business reunion, which I'm gonna hold on to, because I hope so. Business.
But that splitting them up was the biggest mistake they could have done. That was a really solid ass faction. They all dressed nicely. They were like together. They were winning shit.
Hurt Business was still together. We could have had Hurt Business and Bloodline in the cage. See? That's what I'm saying.
Next year, Katie. Next year, Katie. Wipes tear. Next year.
Yeah, so Big Bob and War Daddy Wardlow himself. Those are my two big meaty men picks.
All right, I have two picks also. Big meaty men was not the theme for mine. But I'm giving it to. Well, actually, before I say my picks, I'm just gonna give a shout out, giving my flowers to Mox and MJF because they closed off the show. It wasn't even a match. But they closed off the show, and the promo was pretty damn good. I liked it. And then apparently, well, not apparently, it did happen. MJF called out Tony Khan. I saw a video on YouTube. He called out Tony Khan after that whole debacle happened at the end of Dynamite. I need to watch it because I was doing it while I was putting on my makeup, so I wasn't really paying attention. It was more for background noise. So I need to rewatch it, but all I know is that there was a lot of screaming on MJF's end, and Tony Khan wants to take shit, so I'm like, he's probably cussing him out or something, but I was not paying fully attention, so I would need to go back and watch. But shout out to them. Both are good on the mic, and I know we're probably most likely going to see MJF walking out of Full Gear with the title, which means Mox will finally get his vacation. Poor dude. Hashtag vacation for Mox. But anyways, my picks are from their match on Monday Night Raw. I'm giving it to Seth Rollins and Finn Balor. It was such a good match. Don't matter who wins because they were both my pick. And they both did a good job.
10 out of 10. Hey, Seth and Finn, the history's there, the matches, bangers. Yes. Can't go wrong.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. We're going to get Finn and AJ again at Survivor. It's Survivor Series War Games, right? That's what it's called? Survivor Series War Games, which I'm very excited for. It would be cool. I know, obviously, you don't want to, just bombard the entire card with War Games. I'm glad there's only two, one men and one women's, because, it takes away, if you add so many, it takes away,
give us a third one, intergender.
I mean, I wouldn't be mad. I would not be mad at that, but I'm glad that they keep less rather than more of those of War Games matches, because imagine the whole card was just War Games, they'll be really another one?
No, that'd be
the
aggressive.
Excitement. And it takes away the excitement. So, and then there's only so much you can do to make each match look unique, with the spots and all that. So True. I'm glad there isn't, but I hope in the future, if this is here to stay, Survivor Series War Games, at some point I would love to see Judgment Day with Rhea Ripley in the War Games match with and I'm not saying with the OC and Mia Yim. I want let's say the Hurt Business,
yes. The Hurt Business.
The Hurt Business.
And I can't think of it because you have to have at least one female in there.
Wild card. Oh, Hurt Business and Naomi. Give it to them.
I remember when that was being teased. Yeah, or that was an idea that we all wanted.
Yeah. Well, fuck, make it happen.
I agree. We just like intergender wrestling over here. No, I'm saying not that.
Yeah, those are. But yeah, so my picks are Seth frickin' Rollins and Finn Balor.
Finn Balor. Good
Balor
picks.
Club.
Good picks.
Thank you.
All right, so we're on to the question of the week. Full Gear is on Saturday, as people may know. So I'm going to run down the card, and then I got a few questions just to talk about Full Gear. So this is in no particular order. This is just from the graphic that's floating around Twitter, which will probably be the main event for the AEW World Championship. Jon Moxley taking on the rap bastard himself, MJF. Yeah. For the AEW Interim Women World's Championship, we have the AEW Interim World Champion Toni Storm, taking on Jamie Hayter. Shout out Jamie Hayter. For the ROH World Championship, a fatal 4-way type match, we have the American Dragon, Jake Long, Bryan Danielson himself, Chris Jericho, who is the ROH World Champion.
The Ocho.
Who was also the freaking bride on Masked Singer, so if you didn't watch it, spoiler, sorry.
Yeah, it's all
over
that.
Twitter.
But except, it was very obvious. I'm not saying Chris is bad at, singing, but you could, people were even saying, the voice changer, when he was talking, what wasn't even enough, that people could still tell, it's Chris Jericho.
You literally could still tell, so...
He has a very distinct voice that cannot be disguised.
If people have been watching any type of Dynamite over the past 3 years, you hear Judas every week. Come on, guys. But then, in that match is also Claudio Castagnoli and Sammy Guevara. For the AEW World Tag Team Championships, we have the AEW World Tag Team Champions, The Acclaimed. They have arrived. Taking on Swerve and Our Glory for the final match in the trilogy. It's gonna
be a good match.
It's gonna be so good. The AEW World Trios Championships, we have the Trios Champions Death Triangle, which is the Lucha Bros and Pac, taking on the returning Elite, the Young Bucks and Kenneth.
Kenneth Jerome, as Xavier Woods calls him.
Kenneth Jerome, yes.
He does not like when he calls him that.
I think it's hysterical.
I think it is too, but...
For the TNT Championship, a triple threat of big meaty men slapping meat, we have the ROH World TV Champion Samoa Joe, the TNT Champion Wardlow, and Powerhouse Hobbs. That match, I cannot wait to see, and I don't want that one spoiled for me. I want to watch that one myself. We have Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, taking on the returning to in-ring action after 5-ish years, Saraya. That'll be interesting. Vince said he's not an Ocho, he's a deuce. Jesus. For the TBS Championship, we have the actual TBS champion, Jade Cargill, taking on the, quote, TBS champion, Nyla Rose. Which, that'll be fantastic.
Vince, your opinion don't mean shit. You don't like Wardlow.
She's got you there, buddy. In a steel cage match, we have Jungle Boy Jack Perry.
That match is gonna fucking
Evil Barney, Luchasaurus. And then a match that's
gonna be a good match. Oh my god. Yeah.
A match that literally nobody cares about. Sting and Darby Allin taking on Jay Lethal and JEFFJARRETT, Jeff Jarrett. I did see something that the Eliminator tournament that they're doing.
Maybe Heyman will come back.
The semifinals are going to take place on the 0 hour or like the buy-in type thing beforehand, because Ricky Starks wasn't actually cleared last week, so that kind of pushed things back. So I think I saw something that the finals are going to be at Dynamite next week.
So after Full Gear.
Yeah, so the finals of that tournament will be after Full Gear. Just because Ricky did actually get hurt and wasn't cleared for a week, so they kind of just pushed everything back a little bit.
Yeah.
So, with the card in mind, everyone have it in their heads. Good, great. I got a few questions.
I counted the matches. If you do the Eliminator tournament and the 0 hour, that's 12 matches. Without those two, it'll be 10 matches. The 10 confirmed matches.
Well, the zero hour, that's the only one that is that. The Eliminator match is the only match that's really been kind of confirmed for 0 hour.
Okay, so then that's 11 matches total, but 10 on the main show, on the main card. Which isn't too bad compared to Double or Nothing or All Out. I think All Out had 15 matches.
I don't remember what we each guessed last week, but we both guessed, we're just 12, 13 matches for the entire card.
We guessed in double digits.
We did.
So
we're correct. We win. So a few questions, prediction type things that I have for you. Does William Regal turn on Mox at the
They keep they keep bringing it up. They keep talking of, like, even in the beginning where they had that promo with that, it was really good promo with MJF and William Regal. Like, that was like the seeds. I think at this point, like, these are starting to blossom into a turn from Mr. Regal.
Now, go ahead,
I
sorry.
think Mr. Regal's gonna be a bad boy, and he's gonna be talking all this shit to Tony Schiavone, and I think he's gonna break up with Excalibur on commentary.
Well, hey.
Or unless he, like, talks shit about everyone else but Excalibur, that'd be pretty funny. Like, he's all pissed off at everyone, and then Excalibur is like, he like talks so highly of him. That would be funny.
He still calls him like a lava cake and something.
Yeah.
But the reason I bring that up, if people are asking, that's such a random question, Katie. Why would you bring that up? If you looked at the final shot of Dynamite this past week, it was MJF and Mox and William Regal specifically in the middle, never really looking at John, kind of just mainly looking at Mox, or no, wait, Jesus.
John and
Not
Mox.
looking at Mox, looking at Max. Their names are too similar and I hate it.
It's because it's A and O, Mox and Max.
Freaking Maxwell.
Maxwell,
he was
yeah,
looking at MJF, kind of just like gritting his teeth, kind of like Loki talking shit. And if you noticed, before, or whilst Max was clearing the ring of the firm, Regal did have the Nux on hand, like in his hand, ready to use if necessary. So MJF did say in one of the promos when this was first starting, when we figured out he was going to be challenging, he did say he would not use the diamond ring.
The Dynamite Diamond.
So now, Regal could possibly just use the Nux on Mox instead of that. And then, listen, I'm not saying I want that to happen. It would be interesting.
It just seems like they've been building this up. I feel like if it doesn't happen, then the whole going back to, you know, that promo where he's talked about William Regal not taking a chance on him and abandoning him and all that at such a young age, like, it just kind of makes that a little redundant. It would all make sense and come full circle if William Regal finally takes the chance on MJF that he never did, like, years ago.
Yeah.
So,
MJF is going to use the ring not because he needed to, but because he wanted to. That is also a possibility. We don't really know, Max's intentions. He has said a lot of stuff in the past and not really say true.
I'm just going to say, I'm just saying also, I think something's going to happen with Max at the very least. It doesn't matter if it has to do with William Regal's involvement, but I think something's going to happen where, again, like Jesus said, where either he uses the diamond or something screwy happens to win the title, and he's not staying a face for a long time. I think he's going to go back heel because he's a much better heel than he is a babyface.
He's a rat bastard.
Yeah,
and exactly. He's not even really a babyface. It's more so just the fact that he can get the crowd behind him.
Yeah. Well, because when he got attacked by the Firm the first time, like when they first turned on him, was that technically his face turn?
You could look at it that way.
Give or take, if you will.
That one, I think, is more just situational. Because if you look at him in certain lights, like him coming out to quote-unquote save Mox, even though he even said, I'm not here to save you, I'm just making sure that you're 100% for our match kind of thing. You could look at it that way and say, oh, well, he's a face because he saved Mox. Or after the Firm beat him up the first time and he got
I don't even remember if he's been coming out through the face tunnel or the heel tunnel.
He came out through the heel tunnel this past week.
Oh.
Which is also, ironically enough, still the tunnel the American Dragon Jake Long comes out of, if you've noticed.
Did he?
Claudio comes out of the face tunnel, and then, like, for that tag match this past week, Claudio came out of the face tunnel, and then
maybe Bryan Danielson came out. Maybe Bryan just doesn't give a fuck. He's like, dude, they're just tunnels, okay? It's not that deep. I think
that's mainly what it is.
Which, I mean, I respect that. You know what? He's like, they're fucking tunnels. They don't mean shit. Let me just walk to the ring, all right?
I think that's probably what it is at this point.
Speaking of the tunnels, though, I will say that it was cool to see, like, the Death Triangle's entrance, where, like, they had one in one tunnel, one in the other tunnel, and then one right in the middle.
Their entrance is nice. That's a nice entrance. I like it.
Yeah.
They've been doing that for, I think, since they won the Trios tournament. Or
I wouldn't have known.
Well, yeah, you didn't watch. But it might have, I can't remember if it started before that? Maybe they started doing that during the tournament.
I don't remember it happening before the tournament, but again, I
remember this has been happening for a few weeks now. I just don't remember how long. But that is an entrance that is always nice to look at because it is so just aesthetically pleasing to see. Boom, boom, boom together.
Yeah.
Next question. Will titles be changing hands? If so, which ones / how many? Okay. What was the last pay-per-view?
All Out.
All Out. There. Did titles change hands? Yes or no?
Well, technically, yeah. Okay, I'll have to think back about it. But, change hands. Do you mean like were new champions crowned, or like was it from champion to champion, like person to person?
So were two. Not the elite winning the trios tournament.
But I guess I wasn't thinking of that. I was thinking of the women's champ match because that's when Thunder Rosa was hurt. Technically, she didn't defend it because it was the interim shit. So Toni won, but does that mean the title changed hands? Does that count or no? I
really just hate this whole interim thing, and I think Toni Storm even just went on record not that long ago saying if Thunder Rosa's injured much longer, then she should be stripped the title, which I fucking agree. Stop keeping these titles of people who are injured.
Anyway, so I'll say yes. That title changed hands. Okay. The women's title changed hands.
And then
the
Punk
world title changed hands. And that's it. The TBS championship didn't change hands. Mm-hmm. The tag team titles did not change hands.
No, didn't I thought they did. Because isn't that when I thought that's when the Acclaimed won.
No, that's when people thought they should have done what's the word when they switched it at the last minute?
Yeah.
They didn't win. I remember I really wanted
That's right.
Yeah. And remember they asked it at the scrum, they straight up asked in front of Swerve and Our Glory, why didn't you do that? I was like, ouch.
Oh man, that seems like a fever dream. That feels like it was so long ago.
Because of all the shit that happened, you forget what happened at the actual pay-per-view.
That's what Max was saying, Max was saying during his one promo that like his first title match was disrupted by something else or overshadowed by something else, and then this one so like I get what you're saying. So do you think there will be any, if not multiple, titles changing hands?
I think multiple titles will change hands. I think the trios titles are going to change hands. Obviously, okay. I think the Elite are going to win. I think the World Championship's going to change hands.
Okay.
I think the Women's World Championship is going to change hands. That's it. Because I think the Acclaimed are going to retain against Swerve and Our Glory. They're on a hot streak right now. You know, I don't see why they would give Swerve and Our Glory another title, another reign after, like, just having one. Mm-hmm. I think because, honestly, I was a little bit skeptical or, like, I wouldn't say worried. Nothing against Nyla Rose, but I'm not the biggest fan. I much would prefer. I would not. I guess the thing is, I wouldn't want her to be the one who defeats Jade Cargill's undefeated streak.
Okay.
But I was a little worried that it was gonna happen until they started doing the whole Nyla stealing the belt, and Jade still hasn't gotten it back up to this point. Mm-hmm. So I think at Full Gear, she's finally gonna get the belt back where it belongs after she wins the match. So no, I don't think the TBS title is going to change. I don't think War Daddy's going anywhere. He's still going to be the champion. So I think he's going to retain. I already said the Acclaim is going to retain, and I think those are the only titles on the line. The All-Atlantic Championship's not on the line. Mm-mm. The FTW Championship's not on the line.
No, Hook.
It's on Rampage, I think, but not on the card. Not on Full Gear. So I think the trios titles, the women's title, and the men's title, the world title, those three will change hands. Okay. 3 title changes at Full Gear. Prediction.
I'm definitely agreeing on the women's title. This is Jamie Hayter's time, 100%. And you can honestly, when Thunder Rosa comes back, if you already don't strip her of the title, you can have Jamie Hayter beat the absolute shit out of Thunder Rosa and just prove herself to be a dominant champion that she can be. And then just have her be like, yeah, you are the actual champion. Because the whole interim thing just still pisses me off to this day.
You have been, like, nothing against Thunder Rosa. This isn't me saying this. I'm saying, like, this is in the words of Jamie. Like, if Jamie were to say this to Thunder Rosa. I fucking love Thunder Rosa, in case you haven't noticed. But it's like if Jamie could like tell Thunder Rosa, you've always been the former women's champion, and then like this is just proof,
Yeah, like because it's I'm not even into it. Like I've talked too much about that. I also agree that the Rat Bastard himself will take the title. I think it is his time.
Well, again, it's coming off it's full circle from All Out 2020. He even brought it up last time they challenged him for. He's not the same person he was when he challenged him for the title last, which was at All Out 2020. Again, Mox just wants to go on fucking vacation.
It literally just gives Mox his vacation at this point. Like, please, for the love of God.
Yeah.
The trios titles, I could see one of two things happening. I could see Pac using the hammer to have them keep the titles, because he has been very much pushing that narrative, especially towards the Lucha Bros, to be like, guys, use this, please.
Yeah.
He's very much just like an evil. He's just an evil person.
He's the bastard. He's the bastard.
We have the Rat Bastard in Max, and we have the actual
bastard. Yeah, the bastard and the Rat Bastard.
So I very well could see it going that way, and what a good way to make all that entire team heels. Because then you put a damper on the returning elite and all of this. I think it would cause enough chaos that it would be enjoyable. Not like media scrum chaos, because that was just ridiculous.
No. Like kayfabe chaos. Yes, like exactly. In storyline.
Exactly. Not legit biting into things.
Penny Steel. What did we call him? Pennywise and Ace Steel. What did we call him? How did we like combine the names?
Penny Steel?
Penny Steel, something like that. So it was
I think Penny Steel. I don't know. I'd have to go back and
Georgie Mega. Poor Kenny.
That's still funny. And then the final kind of like question thing I have is, are we gonna see any surprise returns or debuts?
Everyone keeps saying Mercedes is going to show up at Full Gear. The only reason why I'm saying it's not going to happen is because people have been speculating Mercedes coming to AEW for ages now, and it still hasn't happened. I don't think this time is going to be any different. I could maybe see Thunder Rosa coming back after the women's championship match, maybe to confront Jamie Hayter, so maybe that's one return I can see happening.
Okay.
Debuts? I'm trying to think, like... It's hard to think of debuts when Triple H has been bringing back the released superstars.
Jesus said he's gonna debut. We heard it here first. So,
dude, hell yeah! Wait, who are you gonna debut? Who are you gonna debut against, or to join someone? Are you gonna?
Yeah. What's your affiliation here, Jesus?
Yeah.
Jeebus.
I'm trying to think, man. I'm trying to think, especially it's all the damn matches, man.
Because you also have to think about all of the people who aren't already under a contract, who've just been gone, or who aren't already like in talks with like WWE. So like, could Matt Cardona come back to AEW because he's been on TV twice?
I saw he's posting. This was literally like we were live on Twitch like an hour ago. He's posting like cryptic shit on his Instagram. He posted a picture of like AEW or something, but then he posted a picture of him taking a selfie with Triple H. I'm like, what is this fucker doing?
I've also seen a picture of him as like the Long Island Iced Z, Zack Ryder, like in a coffin. He's being very cryptic with everything. More than likely, if I were to guess, he'll probably go to WWE, because that's more than likely
Matt Cardona.
As Matt Cardona, because that's also where supposedly his wife, Chelsea Green, will be going to. So it is very possible.
I feel bad for Chelsea. She's been like injured and then released and then like just Chelsea, please. I wish nothing but the best.
I mean, she thrived in Impact. She was doing great over there.
Why? Well, again, I don't even think it was Triple. Honestly, a lot of these releases I don't think were Triple H's idea or plans.
Honestly,
which is why I think he's bringing them back.
That's also like a very possible thing, but
he's probably like, no.
Yeah, it's hard to think about who is even like left in like the quote unquote free agency pool.
I'm gonna look up the AEW roster.
Okay.
It's like, here's the thing. Here's another one. If they do like, what is the Eliminator thing? What is it? The zero?
Or is
it like a battle
zero?
royal?
No. Are you talking about, like, what's gonna happen at the 0 hour?
Yes. I don't know what type of match is it. I don't know.
So for the 0 hour, it's basically just like the buy-ins. It's the hour they have on YouTube. As of
No,
right,
yeah.
the only
But like
match
what?
they have on there is going to be one of the matches in the World Eliminator Tournament. So
Okay.
that's been like Ethan Page versus Eddie Kingston, Ethan Page versus Bandito, those matches.
Oh, okay.
So I think
Gotcha.
that one might
Because
be no, because wait,
if
Ricky
they,
Starks and Archer is tomorrow. So
I think
maybe
the finals might happen at the 0 hour then.
no. So originally the finals were supposed to,
Oh,
but then Ricky got hurt last week, so they kind of had to push everything back. So I think it's gonna be. Oh God, who else won a match? Bandito, Page. Oh my God, I can't remember who the other person is. Hold on, it's gonna bother me.
anyways, while Katie's looking it up, here's the thing though. This is why I asked about the specific match type. Because if there was like kind of like the casino ladder match, but like some sort of other match where like you have many participants and like a surprise entrance, I would like to predict at that point. I'm not saying it like this would be my prediction like now, but if there was a match like that, I would say that Hangman would come back. But again, I don't even know if he's good to go. I don't even know an update on this dude. But I would like to think that maybe at some point, if something allows, not just his health, but like storyline purposes, if something like kind of like can help bring him back, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, I get what
I
you're saying.
think like I can see Hangman coming back if there's something that like where they could fit him in, But I don't know. I think he's probably gonna miss Full Gear. Poor guy. This dude like I think is just like at this point, Hangman's gotta miss one pay-per-view a year because last year he missed All Out, and now this year he's missing Full Gear.
I mean, why
What's
not?
next,
Keep it a
Hangman?
tradition.
Next year you're gonna miss. Next year you're gonna miss Double or Nothing, and then the year after you're gonna miss Revolution, just because you feel like it.
Hey,
Which I mean, whatever you want, bro. You have a kid and a beautiful wife, so.
um, I figured it out. Brian Cage. So whoever wins out of Ricky Starks and Lance Archer on Rampage will face Brian Cage in the World Eliminator Tournament
Oh,
on 0
gotcha.
hour on Saturday.
Gotcha. Okay.
And then whoever wins that match will face Ethan Page next week's Dynamite.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay. This isn't really like a return because I think Brandon would just show up with the Elite like in their entrance. No, like
More than likely.
I'm gonna say I don't unless the only thing I think of is that like out of nowhere he just shows up in cold sprays like Ray Phoenix in the eyes, but that's all I can think of. Like
I think
it's like sneak attack.
If depending on how they do it, this very well could be a good time. And again, it depends on everything with the trios match. House of Black coming back because they've been doing these fantastic vignettes showing the like quote unquote death of House of Black and then the rebirth.
Regardless of who wins the trios tag match, I think they're the next challengers. Regardless,
they should be, and they need to start putting some goddamn respect on House of Black.
I know, trust me, I know. I can't think of anyone else. I will throw
hands with everybody involved.
I can't think of anything else as far as debuts or returns and stuff. It's a little hard.
Yeah. Because usually they always have at least one at the pay-per-views, so...
Oh, yeah, but... I cannot tell you.
So, I would like answers to these questions from all of you watching and listening.
Yes.
Does William Regal turn Nick Aldis? Oh, Nick Aldis could show up.
Okay,
he is technically a free agent now because all that stupid shit that went down with him in NWA. That is... Oh, good job, Jesus. That is also a possibility. Okay. I like it. I have a vision. I'm about it. Okay. NWA equals no women allowed. Yeah, that's basically. According to Billy Corgan, that's for damn sure.
Yeah.
Alright, so I would like you guys to answer these questions for us. Does Lord Regal turn on Mox and the BCC, or the BBC? Do titles change hands? If so, how many and which ones? And will there be any surprise returns and or debuts during the pay-per-view?
Let us know.
Let us know.
William Regal would turn Man in the Mask on. I mean,
that's my favorite relationship is them. Oh,
Romance of the year.
Title changes 1 or 2. Jesus is just gonna tell us his answers now, and then we'll sign off.
All right, cool.
I mean, he already gave us Nick Aldis.
Well, we'll just wait to see what Jesus says about which titles he thinks will.
Yeah, and I don't know if he's gonna say which ones. So we'll just sign off. Okay. We appreciate you, Jesus. We appreciate everybody who stopped in. Oh, world title and women's title. Good job, Jesus.
There you go.
We appreciate everyone stopping in, checking out the live. Pretty Kyle, Vince, Jesus, Matt, of course. That is ShElite for this week. Savannah, tell the people where they can find you, what you're up to, what's going on.
Yes, I actually have shit going on. All right, other than full gear and ultimate crossover. Anyways, if you want to find me, you can find me on Instagram and on Twitter before Twitter gets completely deteriorated at Y2Garcia _. If there's no underscore, it's not me. What I have going on is actually tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm going to be recording not 1, but 2 episodes of Light the Fuse. I finally have my hard drive. I got my friend Emily, who was going to do the first episode with me, to help re-record because of the whole situation. God damn it, I fucking hate hard drives. But they keep my files saved without taking too much room on my computer. So I mean, I guess I have to deal with them. But anyways, we're going to record 2 episodes. A little change of plans. I don't know if I ever actually announced what exactly the concept of the first episode was going to be. But if I did, it's not going to be that anymore. We're going to change it up a bit because of full gear. That being said, Katie, I don't know how soon or how long it takes for you to upload a video, but we're recording late Friday, like pretty late, like 8 p.m. your time, around that time, or even later, like 8:45. And then I would still need to upload it to the drive. So if at some point, if possible, if not, it's okay. During Saturday, if you could just upload it because it's about full gear.
I will not be at my house, and I will not have this laptop, but I can do it Sunday when I come home.
That's fine. That's totally fine. But yeah, so we're going to be doing 2 episodes of Light the Fuse. I don't know when the next one will be posted, but I do want one like as soon as possible because it has to do with full gear. So yeah, that's what I have going on.
Okay. And of course, you can follow me on Twitter at KatieRasson13. Link to my to get all things ShElite Showcase, twitch.tv/ShElite Showcase. Next week will be after Dynamite. It will be me. I don't know if it will only be me. To be determined. Just keep an eye out on the Twitter when I go live. YouTube.com/ShElite Showcase. I still watch videos because they're way more entertaining. Anchor, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts. If you like to listen to your podcast whilst you drive, if you just want to have it on the background, I get it. Y'all do you.
Okay.
ShElite is the brand that we have. It's the weekly show we do. Inside the Mind of, a new episode with, what's the last one I just put out? Dylan with World Elite Pod is out. That is the latest one if you guys want to check that out. All the other ones are on there. I have another one coming out, no, next week? The following week. I don't remember.
Sometime.
Soon. I have that one filmed. In the Crowd is coming back. I am actually filming the next episode later tonight. It'll be up sometime next week. Then, like Savannah said, she has the New Japan Takeover, which is currently on a hiatus. Light the Fuse, which will be making its debut next week. Storytime with Katie Kinsey Bebe, that is up. When I have time to do another one, I will. There's a lot going on. We got a lot of stuff we're doing over here. Don't forget to let us know about any awards you would like us to possibly do for the end of the year. We are going to do ShElite Awards this year.
Yes, we are.
It is going to be a time. I'm very excited.
So, as am I. I'm also planning something, just as in what I'm gonna wear for seasonal showcase.
Seasonal showcase. So. That is the next themed one. That'll be our show before Kerbis.
Kerbis. I wonder what day that is. Sorry, I'm gonna check.
I literally have no idea.
The 22nd. That's the Thursday before Christmas.
Alright, so we will be doing a seasonal show. That'll be our seasonal showcase.
Yay!
Alright, thank you all so much for watching, listening, doing all that jazz. We'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye!